I could switch to. I could go put on a black T-shirt so you guys feel more comfortable. You're like, the hell?
I just figure you're broadcasting from Hawaii. It's fine.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey.
How's it going?
How's it going?
Good. How are you both?
Good.
Oh, fine. We were just talking about the fact that I'm wearing a teal shirt. And
I know. I'm struggling with the whole button-down thing with you in general, and now that it's teal.
Yeah. Well, here's what I did, though. Let me show you. So,
although I do like your mic boom.
Thanks. Yeah, I stole it from our D&D table. It was raining today, so I did like the rain windbreaker with just like a little pop of color underneath buttoned up is kind of what I was going with today. So it was mostly black, and I have a pair of I'm trying to be hip with the kids, so I've gotten my pants a little wider again. So I have on a pair of like Dickie pants that are, I think, too wide-legged, but apparently that's the style. I feel like a 14-year-old or something in them, but everyone's like, those are nice. Those are nice. So, yeah. So rocking a pair of Dickies.
Jenkos.
Yeah. I got an entire soda 2-liter in the pocket and a Discman in the other. And then I broke
1994.
out.
Welcome. This is the Insignificants, the oral history of Darling Waste. I'm your host, Jamie. With me is Lance, and we have a special guest today. If you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Justin.
We did not just do that an hour into the podcast.
Nope. This is
You're hearing the very beginning.
Very beginning of our recording session, and allegedly we were talking about Drive Away, which is a song.
Yeah. You should, I don't know. Go to our web store, buy a shirt. We don't sell music anymore.
Yeah, listen to this on all your favorite podcast places except for Apple Music and a few others that we don't put it on.
This is which we could. I'm just lazy. I haven't bothered to figure it out. And there's not enough people who've been like, come on, man, put it on Deezer or what the fuck ever. So,
listen to it on your like Nook color. I don't know.
Zune.
Zunes. I had a Zune. My pink iPod Mini was my favorite piece of tech I've ever owned. What's new with y'all?
It's my birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thank
Is it
you.
fucking really?
Yeah.
See, when you don't have social media, I have no way to keep track of this.
Totally fine. That's why I took the night off.
It's all right. It's not like you remembered my birthday a couple days ago either, and I do have social media. So
damn it. No, but you don't have one that tells me. You know what? Can we talk about that? Is this an okay thing? You are two of my best friends. I think probably my two best friends. I don't think I like anybody else in the world more than you guys. Neither one of you are social media type people. I think that's pretty fair to say. And I think, there's probably other people that I know that aren't, but I don't care about them. I think it's weird that the two people I like the most are the two most not antisocial, but anti-social media social people.
I think that makes sense, actually.
Agreed.
See,
yeah.
so it's an open part question here. Sorry, I also have insane allergies today. I have like just the pollen eye blurry sticky thing going on. So do you think our friendship has lasted longer because we haven't gotten stupid arguments on Facebook?
You mean because I don't know all the shit you're posting that's completely awful constantly? And I should disown you over?
Right. Yeah. Or do you think that it's something that the same quality about you guys not having social media is also something that makes me like you more than most people?
Mm-hmm.
So
what are your thoughts?
My 2 cents, you and I used to be on Facebook together, and you never annoyed me on there, so I don't think that's it. I think that the kind of person who isn't on social media is very selective in their friend group, so I think that's the reason why we get along. It's like, if I don't want to be your friend, I'm not gonna, so I think that's the...
Yeah, so I was actually thinking that maybe Justin has been off social media longer than Jamie, but now I think it might be the opposite. Jamie, were you ever on Facebook?
Never on Facebook.
Okay, yeah.
So I had MySpace, then I had nothing. Then I was on Twitter somewhere around late 2017, 2018, as I was starting to get ready to come out publicly because I wanted to start connecting within that community. Dropped that because of, our buddy who owns it now.
Right.
A couple music things, following a few bands, and then I technically have a Blue Sky, but I just stopped using it. It wasn't interesting enough. So so very, very minimal social media from me.
Justin, tell us your social media arc.
So MySpace, LiveJournal, Tumblr, Facebook throughout, and I used to get like a lot of crap from my family because my grandmother kept like adding me on Facebook and I would ignore it. Like, listen, I love you, Grandma. You don't need to see what I'm doing on here. But once I left the band, I made some connections with some like fans of the band that I didn't want them like just following me down there. And after I had a couple of like offers of like, I will come 1,000 miles to visit you. Like, you know what? Maybe it's time to get off social media.
When will I learn that lesson?
And like, I let people in my family follow me, but I don't follow almost anybody in my family. Like my sister, sure. Maybe a cousin or two. Like, so I don't even follow family, let alone friends. I definitely only have a few friends that I allow. Like, it's just,
Nice.
I don't care what's going on in your life. Right?
Yeah,
if we don't talk occasionally, then I don't care enough to follow you on social media.
I guess we can talk about Darling Waste stuff if you guys want. I don't care. Yeah, I can. I'm good without it or with it.
Yeah, as Kate says, this is just Lance time. Doesn't matter what we talk about. So real quick, truthfully, do either of you have burner accounts on social medias in case you need them to check something?
I mean, I have an alt account on Reddit, but that's a different situation.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So let me tell you the worst thing. So the biggest hobby in my life right now is being like Darling Waste historian detective. By the way, Justin, I don't know if I can find them in this mess of my house right now, but I found our day sheets that we taped to the back of the chairs, the seats in the van every day. So Jamie, we used to when I don't know why we did this. Probably we had a bad tour or something. I don't know. Or maybe we were trying to be more professional. I don't know. But we had day sheets where it's like we're getting, tomorrow, here's the calls. Like 9 a.m. we're up. 11 a.m. the van leaves. 1 p.m. is lunch. Justin, do you remember why we were doing that? Was there a problem that led to this?
You were so annoyed with people asking you the same questions after you had told them that we went to day sheets and the rule that if it can be Googled, you cannot ask Lance it. Because you were just so over it, understandably so. But every day was like, so where are we going? When do we have to be there? You're like, nope, we're not doing that anymore.
So the song we are doing today is, unlike what the back of the CD says, it is Drive Away is actually track 3. Jamie pointed this out last week, and it's 100% true. We have reprinted this and didn't fix it. Track 3 and track 4 are backwards. I think originally we were going to do it this way, and then we switched it. But I don't know why. We never fixed that, which is insane to me now. I probably just didn't have the artwork, or it was back in the day when I was just like couldn't do that easily. So I'm like, I don't know, that's what it is. It's the artwork. So, but we are talking about Drive Away. This is the second time in this podcast we're talking about Drive Away. This is the Manifest Destiny Rebellion version. Have you guys listened to it at all?
Yes.
Nice.
I'll be honest, this is the first time in our podcasting history I did not do preparation, and that's just because
cool.
Life's been crazy. So I'm just going to wing it.
All right. No, that's cool. This song, Drive Away, I listened to today. My initial reaction, I listened to both. I went back and forth most of the other one. It's such a better version. I'm so excited. The other one's just so sleepy, and then this one sounds so nice.
And I remember your vocals on that. As soon as you said it, like, I know exactly how the phrasing of that first line goes. It's terrible. Yeah.
And it's crazy, too, because I didn't even realize, because I haven't heard these songs in forever, the first version starts out kind of how because we never really, Justin, did you ever play this song live?
No.
No, I didn't think so. It's always an acoustic version if I do play it. It was out of rotation for years and years and years. And if I ever did play it, if someone requested it, and I said, "Oh, let me grab my acoustic," and I would play it. So I'm more used to playing the original version, the acoustic version, than this one. This one's really good. I don't know. I should have listened to our episode, but I don't think we got into the tuning. So I thought I'd talk about the tuning briefly.
Yeah.
So that is, I believe, the first song I ever wrote in an open D tuning. I was attempting, I believe, to emulate Dashboard Confessional open D tuning. I did not. His is different. I sometimes play in his, but I like mine better.
Does he use DAD, AAD?
That's me.
That's you.
I'm
okay.
only D's and A's. He keeps the B where it's at on his, I believe.
Oh. Okay.
Or maybe tunes. No.
Sometimes there's DAD, GAD is another one.
Yes, mine is F sharp AD, I believe.
Okay.
Because anyway,
so you have the third in there.
Yeah, and mine is just off of his. Yeah. I don't have the G. I think I tuned mine down to an F sharp.
Okay.
And he leaves his at the G, and that gives it a different flavor. So anyway, I was fooling around trying to learn some Dashboard songs and figuring out that tuning, and I didn't like his tuning as much, and I tuned it down and found this tuning, which this is so name dropping, and I don't mean to do this, but I guess I could do it without name dropping the guy. Someone I know had later told me that this is Sonic Youth does this tuning a lot, but in C sharp. They even go a little lower, which we do live, right? Because live we don't play in standard, we play a half step down. So my open D becomes that open C sharp. It was Christian.
I actually just got a copy of Kim Gordon's biography to read.
Oh, cool.
I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but it's supposed to be really amazing.
I am not a giant Sonic Youth fan, but I am such a fan of so many people who love Sonic Youth that I understand they're great, right?
Kim Gordon's such a badass. She's an amazing visual artist, and she was an amazing writer, and she was an actress, and then she just also happened to play bass in Sonic Youth.
So Drive Away is a song. So it's an open tuning. I wrote it in Jeremiah's apartment. But it's really cocky, but I do remember writing Drive Away and being like, this song fucking rips. This is going to be the greatest song to ever be recorded. I am a goddamn genius. Everyone, and I had this remembrance of just going everywhere with an acoustic guitar that week and being like, listen to what I wrote. And just anybody, I feel like it was in the record exchange and just anywhere I went, I'm like, sit down, listen to what I wrote. I'm fucking amazing, right? And I was very, very into myself when I wrote this song.
Anyway, here's Drive Away.
Yeah. Anyway, here's Drive Away. So I guess, do you guys want to just break it out and listen to it?
Yeah. Let's do it in that order. We almost never do it this early in the podcast.
See what happens. Yeah, I didn't want to go through a bunch of history stuff because, we're in a part that Justin's not in. And I don't want to be like, Justin, you also sit and listen to me talk about the 1034 Club. According to, and now this is according to me, though, right? Past me. So who knows if I'm spinning it or if it's true. So I feel like I'm an unreliable, 2003 Lance might be unreliable, but according to 2003 Lance or 2004 Lance, we re-recorded Chain of the Seasons and Drive Away to get better versions for MTV shows. I don't have a memory of that. I just have a memory of them listening to them songs and going, yeah, we'll put them on the radio or on TV. I'm
pretty sure you're right that once you knew they were going to use them, I think we tried to record better quality versions.
Yeah, and that I found a box.
But I do think the manifest versions are the definitive versions.
100%. And I found a box full of paperwork I'm not going to get into too much, but I did find my Bunham Murray contracts from that era, and these are the first two songs that they picked up, and then the other ones are hilarious. We will get into them at some point in another episode, but it's I have no recollection of I was tonight MTV played You're Not Around on Real World season 4, and then the next week I'm like, oh my god, they played us again. They played something awful, on the Real World Road Rules Challenge. I'm like, I don't remember these songs being on the. We definitely erased that from our bio very quickly. Once they played Chain of Seasons and Drive Away, those became the de facto songs. And then the biggest one off of this record, the I still get paid off of, is fucking A List of Demands. A List of Demands. So if you're under the age of 35, you probably don't know, thankfully, who Dane Cook is. But Dane Cook used to exist. He would definitely be a manosphere blogger now, I think. But he didn't have that just yet. But he had a TV show called Torgasm on HBO or Showtime, and it was like not the main theme, but it was like we're going to leave the scene and then come to the next scene, that bow wow 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 bow, like every time. So, and it's he has all these collections of DVDs and stuff, so it's in all of those. And then the last thing I will show you is I did find the proofs for the album artwork for the first album with and they're marked up by us and stuff. I had no idea I still had these. Yeah, some of them are just I crossed off full songs that didn't make the record and stuff. So I don't even know. I have to look into it a little more. But I thought that was kind of fun.
Digital, or were they in folders?
No, this is just in a folder in a box. I'm going through boxes.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready to listen to this track and chat about it?
I'm more interested in the TurboTax commercial, if I'm being honest here.
All right, here we go. Drive Away, track 3, not 4, off of. And I also think I wonder how much traction Drive Away got on the radio just because we put the wrong track listing on it. Okay, let's listen to the song. It's currently spinning Wheel of Death, so I don't know if it'll actually play or not, but let's see. Okay. Would it be helpful if I brought up the old one to compare and contrast? Or do you think you know the old one enough? I just want to play you at least the beginning of the old one.
Which we'll be pulling up on Tidal.
We'll play Clouds. All right, so I mean, come on, that's such a better opening, right?
Yeah.
All right, so Jamie, what are your thoughts on this instrumentation and stuff?
I'm pretty much playing all of it.
Yeah, right. For sure,
yeah,
that's your guitar.
No, you're playing bass. Al is on drums. I think I'm playing the rest of the stuff. But I think it hits nice. I love that there's no clicking. I love that there's no swooshing. I love that it just starts just all in.
Yeah, no, I agree. Justin,
definitely some meaty guitar lines for sure.
100%. Yeah. But it's weird. So here's another thing that I was not taken aback by, but you did a good job of not slathering distortion on everything on this record. Later records, I'm real into Overdrive, and this actually feels more of an early emo album because we're not just trying to rock out as hard. And I appreciate it. I was thinking about what would I do if I recorded it right now, and for sure the guitars would be heavier, but that wouldn't have helped it.
Yeah, more of that rectified sound or something like that, as opposed to just sort of the crunchier. We're playing, JCM 800s, Fender Bassman amps, like that sort of mid 90s style.
Yeah, which it has a lot of I don't know. Who am I thinking of? Well, I have Dashboard for sure, but Sunny Day Real Estate and those early who had that 4 Minute Mile album? What's that band called?
Well, and I'm thinking, I know we bought your
the Get Up Kids.
Yeah, we had bought your PV Classic 50, and definitely some of the guitar tracks recorded on that. But it's possible we went to MetroSync and recorded some through the Hiwatt. It's also possible a couple of them were pod guitar tracks that we had from the scratch stuff that we decided to use, like we did on the harmonics on Learn to Be Happy. But yeah, there's definitely some PV Classic 50 in here.
Do you think the drum, the snare and kick are layered or sampled at all, or do you think it's just audio?
No. On this album, it's all best of what we could do.
It sounds good for being Al in a basement, right?
Yeah, I have to look through once I get my computer set up whether we took Andy's kick and snare and put those onto these just so that the kick and snare sound would be unified. But
yeah,
I don't think there's any artificial drums.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's jump in and listen to the first verse here.
Crying as you're driving, as the rain falls from the sky, you're thinking about leaving as a tear falls from your eye. And no one ever has the right to make you feel the way you feel tonight.
So the parts in that are so much better than the last several Darling Waste albums. There's so much quick little things going on between the and then over in the other ear is the like real pretty, and then there's the one part where the guitar does something and then the piano answers it, and there's just so much playfulness in the track going on.
Well, I think really a lot of that came from, again, the fact that we did complete pre-production on all these. So outside of worrying about the performance, outside of worrying about the sounds, we were just worrying about writing stuff and trying things and being free. And I think being able to do that when you're not actually worrying that it's a final product was very liberating. And I think that's the advantage of true pre-production. It gave us that writing flexibility.
And it's interesting too, songwriting wise. The first version going from verse into chorus is just a song. And this one has this massive drop off for the chorus that I really like. That it's just interesting. I haven't heard this version in a long, long time. I'm so used to doing the acoustic version, which does not have that this cathartic drop down.
Yeah. Do you think on the first tour, do you think we played something closer to this version, or do you think you played it acoustically on that first tour?
I think we probably played this full band. I think so.
I think so. So it would have been sort of a hybrid approach between the two.
That's my guess. Is I probably played my thing like I normally played it. You probably played some cool lead lines, and the rest of them just kind of hung out and tried to hang on to what we were doing, right? Okay, let's move on here.
No one ever has the right.
I will say I don't think that's the right note that I sing there. That no one ever has. I go the right. It should be the right. Right?
Yeah, you don't
Where's
resolve
the right?
That. To make you feel the way you feel tonight. Somehow, some way, I will make this all okay. I know someday we will both drive away.
So here's a couple thoughts that I have. One, I do love the jangly guitar going in to build up that suspense before it drops out into the chorus, but we do it twice. I wish we would have just done it the second time. Two, I think there's things that I think everyone does this when you record music so much. There's just wrong and right, and this is what you do. And we weren't doing that yet. We don't harmonize the I will make this all okay, but then we do on the next time. I know someday we will both drive and it's just so cool that we didn't do both, or neither. And I just don't think we knew better, or maybe we did and we were smarter than. I would just do it cookie cutter every second line and fourth line. So
I really do think it was intentional to differentiate. I think we put that thought in to really sculpting these.
I think I might have pushed back on you too, and you were right and I was wrong. Sometimes I always thought you were like making it a little too weird just for weird's sake, and I'm like, oh my god, it's just So
yeah, I just want there
to
always be ear candy, something that like revitalizes and something that catches your attention unexpectedly. And when you do it every time, it's no longer unexpected, and you don't anticipate it on the second listen. Like there was that one random harmony on that one random line before the chorus, and I was like, yes. Now
Right.
I know the next time I'm going to hear that. I'm waiting for like that. That really helps with those replay values.
Yeah, and it gives you it starts giving you these little like guide maps or whatever, right? Like, and you start learning them. Orchestration's beautiful.
Thank you.
These are
Yeah,
real strings, right?
Yeah, so I sat and I wrote full orchestrations for these. I did it because we'd done everything to a click. I could do everything in a sequencer, and then from the sequencer actually print the sheet music. And then we brought in truly skilled musicians who just sight read the sheet music and knocked it out, in a few takes, and we were done.
That's awesome.
Yes,
very cool.
We had a trio. It was bowed, bass, cello, and violin.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yep. Yeah, and they were all phenomenal people and phenomenal musicians that I went to school with. So.
All right. Let's head into the second verse, which features a signature Jaime move of a bit crushed drum set, which is also the Jimmy World, if we can call it. Here we go.
And I'm bleeding as my friends just walk away. They are lying and deceiving as they never meant to stay. No one has ever felt this way. The way I feel about
Doesn't the jangly switch ears for this one?
Maybe it does.
Yeah.
If we were doing this now, I love the bit crush drums with the actual beat for the first time through. Mm-hmm. I would love to hear that with an insane amount of like 2 or 3 different delays bouncing, ping-ponging around the second time. Mm-hmm. So it just comes back even more like cool and like you kind of like almost like jungle music or something I would have liked to have seen that in that, but it's so good. And then was there something else? Do you have anything? I'm sorry.
I'm liking the way the bass is sitting in the mix. So that was something that sort of caught me on that listen.
That's what I was going to say. The entire thing, and this is just your mix style versus my mix style, and we talked about this in the first record too, you put the background stuff so fucking loud. I love it. It's just I don't do that. There's the kind of stuff gets buried until you can just barely hear it in my mixes. I want you to like hear it and go, oh, what was that? And you're just like, there's a fucking guitarist. your mix. And I really and like, oh my god, at the end of the first chorus, those harmonic the I think it's on the acoustic, the bring is like as loud as the lead vocal. Hello, there's a guitarist there. Not a subtle mix.
I think that's very much from the earlier 90s stuff where there wasn't 17 layers of stuff and you heard what people were doing, and you had such great guitarists in those early grunge bands, and then I'm a sucker for backing vocals, so my backing vocals are always hot in the mix because I just love them so much.
Yeah, and it's cool because I think my mixes compared to yours get muddy and like too dense and too reverby and stuff. I'm trying to like make this perfect layered cake of everything, and you're just like, that thing's cool, up it goes, and I appreciate that.
Right, it's that like like that constantly shifting interest and focal point to keep people really engaged in what's happening, and again, as a guitarist, things are going to be guitar focused.
I saw a thing that I wish I would have known years ago. I saw a mixing technique, and I don't know, it's some famous mixer, where he's like, there's the thing, there's the other thing, and then there's the what's that thing, and then if it's not one of those three, I'm putting it way down in the mix. It's either the vocals and then the guitar, if that's the guitar vocal song, and then the neat thing. Or if it's a piano and vocals, it's a piano and vocal. But if it's a guitar solo, it's the guitar and the whatever, the drums, or and then the neat thing. And if there's a fourth, get it the fuck out of there. And I'm like, I really appreciate that.
You can't have too many things at once at equal layer of prominence, or nobody knows what to listen to. And that's really critical sometimes in a mix. It is not everything can be of equal importance, and that matters both in terms of how many tracks you have and what the focal point is, but also just the relative volumes. Even if you have fewer tracks, if those few tracks are all at the same thing, it's just like, what am I supposed to, as a listener, cue in off of? And so it can really help clarify a mix, I think, like you just described, when you pick those couple elements and de-emphasize the rest.
Absolutely. All right. Let's move on. This song is also 30 seconds longer than the original, which I was surprised by. It's because there's the intro, and then there's a gorgeous thing that we do coming out of the bridge that I forgot about. We don't do it live. I haven't done it live ever. And it's so much better, and I wish we would have. All right. So I believe this is now the bridge.
And if you wanted, we could leave tonight. 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 And if you wanted, we could leave tonight.
Right. One, I would sell my soul for a floor tom roll going into that. And if you wanted, we could just very low or something. I would die for that. Two, not doing the. I forgot that in this version I don't go up to the thing, and it's much nicer. That's nice that I don't go. And if you wanted, like, it's nice that I go. And if you wanted, so that's good. I probably lost that fight. You probably won that one because it doesn't seem like something I would stop doing unless you told me to stop doing it.
So I want to ask you a question about your thought on the vocals. So the vocals are like just hanging on to the rhythm, and they're like just making it. And I can't decide if that sounds a little, I don't want to say amateurish, or does it actually create the right sort of manic urgency? And I'm on the fence with it.
Oh, I don't know. I think that's just the best I think it's the best I could do. I don't know. It just sounds like me. What do you think? I'm behind the beat, or am I just all over the place?
It's just like, it's like struggling a little bit, and even the notes, and like, I wonder if this was one of those things where I made you just like do one take, like all out, and we didn't edit it clean so that it would have. There's something about it that has a rawness, and that I think I like for the song.
No, that's what I'm saying. It definitely reminds me of, like, I'd have to look, like Saves the Day or the Get Up Kids, which are very much that, like, we recorded this live and my voice is all over the place, and and I think I really enjoy that aspect of it. Justin, do you have any thoughts on that? I'm sorry, we keep not calling you. You just jump in.
No, you're good. I don't have any specifics. I just playing it side by side, which I hadn't done before, it just makes this sound like such a full production versus a lullaby. Basically, it's just such a big difference.
Yeah, I'm really impressed at the production jump, particularly looking at my live journal and seeing how quickly back to back we recorded these two versions. One is like in December and the other one's basically like May. And it's crazy the jump that we made in quality in 6 months, or 5 months.
Yeah, well, and on the first album, we were working at MetroSync. I had to charge you, so we had limited time. We did what we could on the budget you had. This album, I think I did for free, and we did it out of your house, so there was no time constraints, and we were able to do things right, I think, as a result.
Yeah, no, it's cool. So coming out of this build-up bridge, the last version. Let me play the last version coming out of that build-up.
And if you wanted, we could leave tonight. 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 Tonight. Somehow.
So that's how I do it live, not the screaming, but I go, I don't do it twice either, but I go, tonight, somehow, So I was very surprised at this version. This is what we do here, and I forgot this existed.
We could leave tonight. No one has ever felt this way. The way I feel about you today. Somehow, some way, I will make this all okay. I know someday we will both drive away. Somehow, some way, I will make this all okay. I know someday we will both drive away. We will both drive away. We will both drive away. We will both drive away.
Okay, yeah. So I love that little interlude there, right?
Yeah,
Do you like it, Jimmy, or no?
Yeah, I love it. And I think for me, it brings in, I don't know if my chem is the right thing, but I think there was stuff going on in that era that we wanted to capture in this, that there was, we were going to just like whole different feel and just, I don't know. I think it really works.
Yeah, I really, really like it. It's a nice little vibe there. This is a tiny little nitpick, coming back into the chorus and doing it low, I later, instead of doing the I know someday we'll both drive away somehow, I started doing it on the we will both drive away, like doing it one earlier to just catch people off guard. Like, I know someday we will both drive away some, and I wish I would have done that. But to me, I probably didn't do it for 15 extra years. So it was a later in my lifetime thing to.
But
I like when the singer goes up high a little early.
yeah. What are your thoughts in terms of like where do you think it came from? That added little post bridge in this.
Honestly, it feels Smashing Pumpkins to me. You're probably off of that by then, but maybe not. It kind of feels Disarm, like that. God, I don't know. I've always just loved acoustics and, maybe again, we were really, really influenced by the Counting Crows second record, which was heavily orchestrated kind of vibes as well. I don't know. Because this was 2003 that we recorded this
and 2004, sort of in both. Yeah, I don't know for My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, Three Cheers had not come out yet.
Oh,
so we would not have been influenced by them yet. I had the first album because Donnie loved it, but I only liked one song on that first record when it first came out.
I wonder how much is it from Clarity? The Jimmy World album.
Okay, for sure. Clarity is a huge thing for us at this point.
Yeah, because it was like that was 2001-ish or 1999. Yeah. It was something. It was even I was playing at the radio station.
Well, Bleed American was pre-September 11th.
That's true. That's true. Yeah,
so Clarity had to be like 98, 99 then.
Yeah. And that album, even to this day, is a huge influence. I love so much Jimmy World.
My entire family was just singing along with Jimmy Eat World's Bleed American album in the car the other day. Me and my wife were remarking on, and this is sad, but the last time we saw them, they were so fucking boring. And I love them, and I've seen them 100 times. And they opened for My Chem in Vegas, and they played all of Bleed American. I'm like, this is going to be sick. And they came out, and I don't know if he genuinely thought this or was just trying to gaslight us into thinking this, but he just kept being like, to look out and see all of you here to celebrate Bleed American and our 20th anniversary of it. I'm like, you're opening for My Chemical Romance right now, though. This is not your crowd. And they would just take 3, 4, 5 minutes between each song to talk about back in the day when we were first starting. You all remember we were in basements and we were doing that. It's like, this is not your crowd. I don't know if you know, there's a band after you and they're very big. So it was real weird. And they played everything really slow and try to just drain the meaning out of each song. And
so I've heard mixed things about them live. Certainly I always thought early in their career, he had real troubles vocally live. But I've never actually seen them.
I've seen them a bunch. My favorite thing about Jimmy Eat World, so their drummer is phenomenal, right? Their drum parts are phenomenal.
Him as a drummer.
I stood side stage at House of Blues in Cleveland and watched him play all of those songs with those impossible parts and stuff that I thought was delayed and stuff to make them. He was just doing it while having
those double taps and stuff.
Yeah, having a full-on conversation with the drum tech the entire show, not paying any attention at all. Just so I was telling them, so and just hanging out, didn't give a fuck, looks like an accountant, and is just one of the best drummers I've ever. I was telling Sabrina, he's probably, I don't know if he himself is a top 3 or 4 drummer, but there's some parts in Jimmy Eat World songs where I'm like, this is probably a top 5 drum part for me ever.
That really makes me happy that you recognize the uniqueness of his drum parts. He's one of the drummers that just has some, I think about that with Our Lady Peace as well. Not flashy, but there's just, you're like, oh, you delayed that snare 1/8 note from where any other drummer would have played it.
Yeah.
Like there's just cool stuff that's different, and I've always loved it.
If I could work with any drummer in the world, it would be the Weakerthans drummer. He has the ability to get these parts out of songs that should be boring and just milk them for all they're worth. And he does overplay, I guess, technically, but it's tasteful overplaying and it's parts. And then, Jimmy Eat World's drummer. And then I should know this, but I don't know. Dashboard has had 3 or 4 or 5 drummers now. They just parted ways with their drummers for the last 10 years. But the guy who plays on their MTV Unplugged record, Here's what I like. I like dudes who overplay their ride cymbals, just ding 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 ding, gotcha, ding ding ding, on ballads and stuff. Big fan of. And then I love Alkaline Trio's drummer. Their original drummer is just amazing for that stuff too.
So speaking of ride cymbal, I once did an album for one of my very dear friends, Andrea, and she explicitly said, I hate the ride cymbal. Andy, you are not allowed to use a ride cymbal on the entire album. And she fell in love with the China. So here's all like piano vocal stuff, and there's China in it, and it works. It's so good funny. And so unique. It was very cool. She just hated the ride. She got over it by the next album we did. But
well, our first couple albums, the snare is really low because I hate the sound of snare in songs. And now, I mean, I keep the kick and snare as loud as my vocal in our last couple albums. Okay, let's wrap this up. And any final thoughts on Drive Away? Do we want to do our questions? I can pull those up, I guess. I might have it memorized. I feel like the questions are dumb for this song. So, Jamie, if you could make a major change to this song, what would you make? What would you do?
I think I'm very concerned with the top end and the sound of the snare and rack tom and the cymbals. I'm really unhappy with those in this mix. Otherwise, I like a lot of this mix a lot, but I'm unhappy with that.
This is a tough one for you. At 4 minutes and 43 seconds, is this song too long for you?
No, not because of the tempo and not because of the variation. So yes, a song over 4 minutes that Jamie can stand.
I agree. It's a long ass song, but I wouldn't do too much. There was one time
that repetition of the bridge.
Yeah,
right?
It happens twice. Yeah, before we start the bridge. That ba-na-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na-na. That could have been one instead of twice, but you're saving 6 seconds or something. So, recording wise, we did the major change. Would you remix, re-record, leave as is, completely replay? What do you think?
I would remix.
Yeah.
I'd remix because then you'd have to remaster it automatically. But I really want to change the snare and rack tom sound and clean up what was going on with the hi-hats. Al didn't have a great kit. We were recording in your parents' basement. I needed to really rethink how I did the top end on the drum sound.
Yeah, I would remix as well. I do like a lot of the guitar tone and stuff. For me, I would literally just mute a couple little things that I think would fit the song a little better, like the first guitar strum thing and a couple other little things like that. Like you said, clip out a little bit of stuff. I might add a little bit of delay to the drum pattern and stuff like that, but nothing major.
What about you, Justin? Anything? I mean, listening to this as sort of a person who wasn't involved in the recording, just as a listener, what are you thinking?
So it's funny. I actually think this is a bit long. If I had known you two back then, I would have probably asked if we could strip out some of the repetition to see if we could streamline it more without losing anything. But I think I would have lost that fight, which is fine.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to advocate for shortening a song, I'll always find a way.
Yeah, and I go back and forth, right? Like, I think nowadays I'm happier to shorten a song, but I'm more precious about things that already exist. So I think if we were recording this together and I brought this to you, I just wouldn't bring you well, that's not true. I might bring you a 5-minute song, but I would listen to that idea. I am more against songs now that just. I really get tired of songs that give me like verse, chorus, then do more like choruses and stuff. I'm like, I've already heard the whole song. Let's do something else. Like, I'm a big fan in hip hop of beat switching and of just switching to a whole different song and stuff like that. I really enjoy that kind of stuff.
I love that on the first two Churches albums where they'll pretty straightforward song structure through the second chorus, and then they just go into a whole different pattern for the rest of the song, and they never return to the main song, and it just
like that a lot.
Does its thing. Or the fourth album, the first song starts with this long sort of intro-y thing, and then they go into just a typical one of their songs to finish out, but the whole thing is still only like 3.5 minutes long, and I'm just like, great, do that.
Yeah, no, I'm a fan of that for sure. Okay.
You've played it on tour.
Oh yes, have we played this? Good, not as much as other songs, but still a billion times. This
Did
song.
we end up pulling this back out for that little 3-date thing we did 2 years ago? I can't remember what.
Maybe.
I'm trying to remember what the set list was for that.
That is a blur. I don't know. I know we played it at our. Did we play it at our farewell concert? I feel like we played it at our farewell concert, but I might be wrong. Let me see. But live, I don't play it constantly. But sometimes if I'm in that drop D and I'm feeling good, this song is a song that goes over well if people know who you are, and goes over like a lead balloon if people don't know who you are. It is definitely you have to either people have to know you or you have to have bought enough. We did not play this. No, we did not play Drive Away.
Oh wow,
That's
interesting.
Wild.
Although it's a pretty good set list.
Yeah. People, they either have to know us or we have to have been firing on all cylinders to pull this off, because of the switch in the middle and then going back to the slow part and stuff can really die if you're not. You've
got to keep the energy up in the song, even in the slow parts. The energy has to be up, or it doesn't.
Well, it's so funny
sleepy.
because that solved that. The thing that we did in this version of having that really pretty thing solves it, because then we can come back up. I don't know why I forgot we did that and tried to just go from fast back to slow. It's like, oh, we could have done that. We could have set a little mood there for a moment and then hit the song at the end. So
and live, you could almost have taken that and like just jammed it out long and droney and just like gotten a different sort of atmosphere and then hit in on the release of that final chorus.
All right, we're gonna have to play some reunion shows and play Drive Away.
Only 10 different versions of Drive Away.
Okay. So anything else? We played it live. It went over well. People like this song in general. If you don't like us, you don't like this song. I think this is a good litmus test. If you like Darling Waste, you're going to be in the bag for this song. If you don't like Darling Waste, this is nails on a chalkboard, right? Like, this is hearts on our sleeves, 5 minutes, tempo changes.
Yep.
Overly like somehow, so I think this is definitely quintessential.
But that's the question then. The last follow-up question is this throw it away, demo, album cut? What do you think?
This is a top 10 Darling Waste hit song, so I have to put it in like the Hall of Fame quintessential Darling Waste. Now, is it one of my top 10 favorites? No. I would not say it's one of my top 10 favorite Darling Waste songs, but it's one of the top biggest Darling Waste songs of all time for sure.
Yeah,
I think if I was going to name 5, this would probably be in there.
Yeah, I don't think I put it in my personal top favorites, but I think it's a very important Darling Waste song, even sonically, especially this version. And so I would definitely want to put it on like a best of.
I agree. I think this would be a best of for sure. This version. Yeah, I think Chain of Seasons, I'll Be Fine. Tour Vans, this. Please Lie to Me, Hannah Bond, When the Ball Drops, No Truer Life.
I'm eager to listen to some of the ones on Death of a Dreaming, because I had such mixed feelings at the time. I'm trying to think. The original version of Better I Swear was on there. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll be interested. I haven't heard those in so long. I want to see if they hold up at all.
I was watching, so I found some DVDs, or I found some high eights that I flipped to DVD of some of our live shows, and I was watching this live show, and I come out and sit down at the piano, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Am I opening with Chain of Seasons? And I open with Your Secret Safe with Me off of Death of the Dreaming, and the whole band plays. I'm like, this was Death of the Dreaming era live show. That's rare. I fucking love that song. So I was like very happy to hear that song.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one to dissect, because I have such like pendulum swinging feelings about the process, the time, all sorts of stuff in that. Me too, for sure. That'll be a fun one to do. Yeah. Okay. Do you want to get on to the segment that only we do, that no other podcast has ever done, Absolutely. Where we recommend things to the people who have made it this far as a little bite-sized reward for listening all the way through. Justin, do you want to start? Do you have something for the fine folks at home?
First, I just want to say how proud I am of you for not starting when you sat down on the piano with the beginning of old time rock and roll. I know that's very difficult for you.
G. No, I'm just fucking with you. So anyway, let me tell you real quick. Hold on, real quick, because that's when we opened for the Suicide Machines, who are a ska band. We all walked out there, and I didn't have this planned at all. And I picked up the thing. I'm like, "Are you guys ready?" And I just played a D chord, but like up an octave, and went and everyone came forward. I'm like, "I'm just fucking with you. We did not play ska. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know why. I just started like." And I can't even play ska. I just kind of faked it with the D to D7 or whatever that is. And and I was like, just kidding. Here's some ballads. So, all right.
Yeah, you only play at 1/3 the tempo of ska.
Yeah. So, but we still had a good show. Okay, Justin,
yes,
your
I would
recommendation.
just like to recommend the complete works of Chris Martinet, not Robin Martinet, Robinette, the voice of Mario.
Very cool. Jamie.
I am going to recommend buttercream frosting. It was, as we mentioned, it was my 46th birthday and have to have cake on my birthday. And we picked up a cake and Kate had them right on it. 46 years of frosting. That is how much I like frosting.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a birthday episode, man. You guys are both having birthdays.
Right?
That's so exciting. I didn't even know. We should, I mean, you're not going to do this ever because you have actual lives with actual people, but we should do something around this time with you guys because it's your birthdays. Not that you want to spend your birthdays with me. You probably want to spend it with your loved ones. But instead,
totally into it.
So I want to spend my birthday with Jamie. Jamie wants to spend her birthday with me. You are welcome
and I
to
can
come
tag along.
Right, absolutely.
I can watch in the cuck chair. Okay. But we should go on a cruise or something for your next birthday.
I've never been on a cruise,
but yes, I like the idea of getting together.
Wait, Justin, will you do a cruise?
I would do a cruise. I've never been on one.
Jamie will not do a cruise.
No, between my vertigo and the fact that I'm not a big fan of buffets or people or swimming or sun, it's probably about all the worst things I can imagine.
That was like 50% of things I liked.
Would you compromise and do a 3-hour tour?
I like going on. I like going on boats. I would do a 3-hour tour with you, Justin.
Okay.
Do you
What's
guys
the worst
know?
that could happen?
Hey, I'm fine with living on a desert island. There's pretty much nobody there to talk to me, so that's fine.
So, okay. I'm going to recommend. What did I say I was going to recommend? I already forgot.
The SNL skit with Brian Cranston and probably Fred Armisen.
I am always ready. Always ready for such a lovely audience.
Let's skip some. So it's literally 6 minutes of that. They just go, I sent a bottle of sparkling apple juice to your house. Did you get it? And then they just repeat it over and over and over, and then get more and more worried that no one's clapping or singing along. And then they cut every now and then to the audience. And yeah, it's
do you see
just
there's a big
literally
spike where everybody zooms up to?
Let's see what the big spike is.
Yeah.
Juice to a woman I was very interested in. Very interested. And I didn't hear back from her as to whether or not she got it. Not a word.
Yeah, it just goes on forever. So there you go. That's it's the worst recommendation I've ever recommended. A 7-minute, not that funny Fred Armisen sketch about playing in an empty arena as they get more and more worried about the money they have spent on this reunion tour. I'm sorry. I think it's just because it's me that I appreciate it. I'm still paying off our reunion tour on my credit cards. To this day, I'm paying off that tour. So, yeah, when they're like, we shouldn't have gotten the masseuse. Yeah, I feel this. So, all right, cool. I will let you guys go. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it so much. Sorry we went long again. Justin, thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for coming. And please, anytime you'd like to, let us know. We'd love to have you. Next week is Changing of the Seasons again. So we will talk about
we will do every third episode of this podcast, apparently, until the end of time.
And then, which is funny, because every time we do it, it adds more to the pile of things that say changing the seasons on the internet. So that's nice. We just add to the legacy of times we've milked changing the seasons. So awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will see you guys later. Love you. Have a great week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Great
Goodbye.
seeing you, Justin. Love you, Lance.
Bye-bye.
Bye.